Hello Rust players, today I wanted to talk to you about electricity. More specifically, how to store it and how to generate it. So for starters, there are three types of batteries that you can store your electricity in, which is the small battery, the medium battery, and the large battery. Now if we look at the specs on these, the small can output maximum 15 electricity and store max 400. Medium can store 9000 and output 50, and the large one can store 25,000 and output 100. Okay, so what does this mean for us? Well, it highly depends on what we're gonna power. For example, if we're gonna power auto turrets, one auto turret takes 10 power. So for example, if you had 10 turrets, you would definitely need a large battery to power all of them. If you have like a small furnace setup, then a small or a medium battery would definitely be enough. But okay, how do you even get power inside of these things? Well, there are three ways to power to generate power, which is the small generator, a solar panel, and a wind turbine. So starting off with the small generator, you can just place it on the floor wherever you feel like it. And then you also need a wire tool, which is not very pricey to craft. You will only need a couple of high quality metal. But basically when you place the small generator, you want to open it and add fuel into it. And what you want to do is take the power output and then connect it to the battery, to the power in of the battery. And then if we start up the generator, it's gonna be a little loud, but it should be generating power, and as you can see in the capacity of the battery, it's being filled with power. But it takes a lot of low grade, and one low grade generates only about 8 power, so this is definitely not the optimal way to get electricity. The second way would be solar panels. Now we want to place solar panels somewhere like on your roof or somewhere above where no obstructions would be in the way. And then it's important which direction you place it. If you look at the top of the screen, you can see like the west, northwest coordinates and stuff. What you really want to do is place your solar panels facing north. Now, if you don't believe me on this, you can Google it. But you gotta remember that solar panels generate electricity when, well, they see the sun, right? They won't be generating electricity at night. And it has been calculated that north is the best direction for getting as much sunlight as possible. So you just place it north, and then you connect it to a battery the same way we did the generator. You can use the wire tool to make the wires, as nice as possible, or you can just do it messy like this. But I mean, most people would prefer to make it nice, I guess. And same here, you attach the power output of the solar panel to the power in of a battery, and once again it should start generating power. If we look at it with fell down there. If we look at it with the wire tool at the power output thing, where is it? There it is. Yeah, you see right now it's generating 20 power. I'm pretty sure it can generate more depending on the time of day. Oh no, actually 20 is the max it generates. So yeah, it's generating the maximum amount right now because it's like, right in front of the sun. But if it was facing a different way, which we can try real quick. Let's say it's facing away from the sun. And then we connect it again. And now let's see how much power it's generating. I keep missing this power in button. Yeah, you see facing away from the sun, you see it only generates 6 electricity. So again, best to face north. Alright, next up, this is this is the best way to generate electricity, which is a wind turbine. Now wind turbine can generate up to 150 electricity, but this depends on how high up it is. So generally you would want to place wind turbines on your roof, but also build them a little, well, how do you call it, a little tower for them, so they would be even more above. And this is how I build my towers usually, and that's how most people do them, is you place like four pieces of the, what's it called? Of the wall frames, and then you put nets on it so you can climb. We're not gonna make it very high for this tutorial, but again, the higher it is, the more electricity it will produce. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky sometimes. Actually, I do have no clips, so we'll just use that for now. And again, nets are there, so you know you can easily climb up there. Once you have this little tower as high as you want it to be, you just place a little floor piece, of course upgrade it, and then there you can place your wind turbine. And basically it will spin around and target the wind by itself, so you don't have to worry about the direction of placement. Okay, so as you can see, it's currently generating 74 electricity. And it depends on the current wind speed, it depends on how high it is, so you might want to do some testing out with this and see which is the best for you. But basically now we do the same thing. We take the power in, and we're gonna bring it down to the battery. And push it inside the power in. And you see it's 77 now. As you can see, the capacity is generating power and it's doing it quite fast, unlike the solar panel, especially since it's not even facing the sun at this point. But yeah, that's basically it. You have 3 kinds of batteries and you have 3 ways to generate electricity, and this is really depends on your circumstances. For example, there are ways to get electricity into caves, but for example, if you are in a cave, this might be the simplest way, you know, to use a generator with maybe a switch. So you know you wouldn't waste the electricity, but we'll talk about that in a future video. Yeah, this is how you generate electricity, this is how you store it. When you're gonna want to use the electricity, you'll go to the power outlet and then connect that to whatever you want to power, and that's the same for all batteries. They all have power output. This one has also, wait, that's this one also has like a forced start and forced stop, but those are also a bit more complicated, and we'll talk about them in a future episode. Alright guys, hope this helped you out, and I'll see you in the next one.